All right, all right. Hello, everyone, and now welcome to a game between Grubby and Poncho. This game taking place here on Last Refuge. Gonna go ahead and get to that 2-minute mark of the game. Well, the opening stages of the game sometimes reveals new strategies. I don't think that is going to be the case here. Well, no, Priestess of the Moon, a PoTM, going up against a Demon Hunter here on the Last Refuge. All right, so PoTM, are we going to be looking at PoTM hunts? That is the question. Gloves of Haste quickly picked up no True Shot or no Searing Arrows as of yet, and just allowing that Archer to finish off the creep camp by itself. Now, for an agility-based hero, 21 to 31 damage is not that high compared to the Demon Hunter's 23 to 45, right? We're also looking at the attack speeds. Demon Hunter has a fast attack speed as well. What's going to happen there? There's some damage onto that Demon Hunter as the Demon Hunter is trying to get away. The Demon Hunter, however, or the Huntress can fire an arrow and then move around here. Oh, what is this? That little sheep getting into harm's way here as we're looking at, is this, oh, Searing Arrow. Priestess of the Moon gets the last hit and now continuing to get more shots onto Grubby's Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter actually taking quite a bit of damage. Could have a very, very bad day indeed. There's Immolation turning on, and now the Priestess of the Moon has True Shot aura to add as well. Priestess of the Moon with True Shot aura and Searing Arrows finishes off Grubby's level 1 Demon Hunter. All right. Grubby, Grubby resurrecting that Demon Hunter does resurrect really quickly. Level 1 resurrections, very fast, so that you don't get thrown off of the game far too much. Not a live match of Grubby. Nope. Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, well, this is just a hobby that I am passionate about. I don't have time to set aside and get all the logistics of being able to stream with some of the better players and the more known influencers out there. All right, Priestess of the Moon gonna go ahead and clear out all of these Murloc Nightcrawlers. There's gonna be a little bit of damage, but it's already retreating back again. This is one of those situations where you have to know that the perfect distance so that you're not constantly chasing back and forth. Meanwhile, the Priestess of the Moon sitting at level 2, looking to get to level 3 as the Demon Hunter is back out on the battlefield already and going after a difficult Rock Golem creep camp. Demon Hunter using Immolation, well, going to clear out these Forest Troll Trappers quickly. Could pick up that Tome of Agility as well as the Priestess of the Moon already making its way down south. All right, going to go ahead and go after the Forest Troll High Priest again, not using Searing Arrows, trying to be very specific with how it uses mana. And against a Demon Hunter, though, I think Poncho could be using Searing Arrows, right? By using Searing Arrows, you're actually taking less damage on your Priestess of the Moon. You don't need high amounts of mana, and you kind of want to nullify any Immolation if Grubby's going to go for that. But as I say that, we see, not Immolation, Mana Burn. But as I say that, we can see that Grubby is not going for Mana Burn, has gone instead for level 2 Immolation and level 1 Evasion. Demon Hunter does pick up, Vampiric Aura, Priestess of the Moon, Illusion, quickly scouts out, sees what's going on here as the Priestess of the Moon, clears up this Ogre Warrior creep camp. Once more, using Searing Arrows would allow for better damage, faster damage, as the Naga Sea Witch now joins in on the battle. So Poncho is going for a Naga Sea Witch here. Is he going to go tier 3? All right. So I wondered about tier 3 because the Priestess of the Moon, Keeper of the Grove combination with the Naga Sea Witch, all with Orbs of Venom, is a very deadly strategy. If you go tier 3, have a bunch of ranged Orb of Venom that actually stacks when they come from different heroes. That damage becomes suddenly ticks down multiple different targets, and there becomes a bunch of easy targets to just focus fire on with one volley of arrows. Naga Sea Witch, Cold Arrows, we're looking at level 2 True Shot Aura, plus 6 damage. The Archers are essentially 2-0 upgraded already, as the Priestess of the Moon going to try and pull things back here. 3-1 versus 3-1. We're looking at a Wisp getting entangled, more Wisp being brought over, and is Poncho trying to bring a towering attempt to Grubby's front door. All right, there's a Priestess of the Moon. There's a Demon Hunter, and there are some ancient award. This is an ancient walk here, not an ancient protectors, and we're going to be seeing an Ogre Magi perhaps get taken down. A lot of damage going to be absorbed. Who's going to get the final hit? Demon Hunter gets the final hit, and the Demon Hunter now being forced to retreat back. Does have an Ankh of Reincarnation though, as damage is now getting applied to that one low hit point Berserker, level 2 on the Naga Sea Witch, and now the Demon Hunter gets up to level 4. All right, there's a roar now. Immolation trying to turn on. Priestess of the Moon. Demon Hunter going to have a very bad day. Does have a Scroll of Town Portal. Maybe forced to use the Scroll of Town Portal, and does do exactly that. More damage going around across the board, and Grubby able to pick off a couple of units without really losing his Demon Hunter, as we now see an Ancient of War being built off on the front position. Yeah, Ancient of War walk. Poncho sitting at 27 over 40, not going for Huntresses, going for multiple archers and still trying to train up more. Demon Hunter back in the action after a Moonwell visit and ready to take down a couple of these archers here. All right, that is a lot of damage. Demon Hunter already down to 94 hit points. May pick up a potion of invulnerability or invisibility. No, Scroll of Healing, and we're seeing some damage. Invul potion now onto the other, onto the Naga Sea Witch. Are we going to see some cold arrows? 1 or 2 more shots should be enough, and the Demon Hunter finished off again. Priestess of the Moon kicking off archers now. Bad day to be an archer, as the Demon Hunter at level 4 will take quite some time to resurrect. All right, are we going to resurrect back at home or at a tavern? That is the question now, as Grubby, well, perhaps questioning whether he should have dove in with that Demon Hunter into such a difficult position. Poncho ready to bring in some damage. Are we going to perhaps see some Moonwells get taken down? And that is going to be a big deal. Volley of archers. Stop that. Stop that there. No, does not fit. Stop it in time. There goes one Moonwell. Didn't purposely didn't detonate right here, which would have done 500 damage to both. All right, we could be looking at some Goblin Zeppelin micro here, trying to pick up and drop targets. You're going to see those arrows fly and then pick up and drop. However, remember, the Goblin Zeppelin does have light armor and takes bonus damage from those archers. So hats off to Grubby for realizing to focus down the Goblin Zeppelin for the damage rather than the actual heroes. All right, Demon Hunter still looking to get resurrected. Priestess of the Moon still in that front line spot. We're looking at a Wisp getting finished off here. Is the Priestess of the Moon now not close to leveling up at all, but still taking down Wisp after Wisp as they're going to retreat back. Ancient of Wonders, there's an Ancient of War. We're looking at more archers perhaps going to be trained up here. Dual Ancients of War. However, none of them are training archers right now, as the Priestess of the Moon is still gathering here. All right, archers going to try and work together. Low hit point archer in the very far back. All of the archers able to retreat back home. Moonwells look, well, fairly dry. The Priestess of the Moon is going to need to figure out a way to really regenerate some of those hit points. Circlet of Nobility actually left behind? No, needs to pick that up. That's got to be a mistake. Yep. As the Naga Sea Witch is going to come out onto the battlefield at level 2. All right. Dryads, Archers, Priestess of the Moon on the move. Level 4, level 3, going up against a level 4, level 2. Another Archer gets taken down. Perhaps a Scroll of Healing, yeah, to, well, help all of those archers make it back out onto the battlefield. Demon Hunter going to try and engage here. Priestess of the Moon already in position, and here we are going to get into a lot of damage already. Demon Hunter is going to try and go straight after those units. Scroll of Healing, and now that archer is already trying to retreat back. Naga Sea Witch back out here onto the battlefield. Are we going to see a Fork Lightning? Yeah, with one archer down, another archer down. So archers are just falling left and right in this battle. Drew to the Claw by Grubby, but it doesn't have adept training yet, so no rejuvenation, just roar. Grubby's Priestess of the Moon falls at level 3. And now Poncho's Priestess of the Moon falls at level 4. All right, no math. Well, the Priestess of the Moon quickly retrained, rehired. Same thing with the other Priestess of the Moon. They can't get away from this action. Grubby's Priestess of the Moon down to 67 hit points, down to 25, gets taken down again. And now the Demon Hunter is trying to dodge away. Meanwhile, Drew to the Claw does have adept training. I believe there was trying to be a rejuvenation. Naga Sea Witch trying to slither away, gonna turn a corner, and now pick up a potion of invulnerability, uses it in time, and now damage onto the Demon Hunter. All right, 7 seconds of invulnerability here. There's some cold arrows. Is it going to be enough? Demon Hunter going to buy a Scroll of Healing and perhaps now go after the Naga Sea Witch, who's down to 26 hit points. All right, Naga Sea Witch down to 30 hit points. Going to try and get away. Are we going to see some damage? You're going to try to wake up the creeps and does end up getting taken down by the creeps. Is the Archer going to be able to get some damage? Yes, but evasion allowing the Demon Hunter to dodge a bit of damage again. Grubby's Demon Hunter down to, well, 67 hit points. Meanwhile, Priestess of the Moon back out here onto the battlefield, gonna say, you know what, let me try this again and perhaps go after these two Moonwells right here. Gonna try and get this position just right. Don't lose that Archer though. Oh, there it goes. Takes down one and also goes after the Altar of Elders, dealing large amounts of damage there. All right, Demon Hunter, Potion of Healing, or excuse me, Scroll of Healing used there. Archers purposely trying to get into harm's way. There's a Potion of Healing used as well. A lot of healing items by Grubby's Demon Hunter as the Priestess of the Moon is just standing still, getting into some of those searing arrows and more damage. Down to 146 hit points and falling rapidly. That is a lot of archers doing a lot of volleys. Moonwells, well, covering Moonwells doing their thing again as the archers are purposely trying to separate themselves from every different which way, and that evasion is making a very big difference. All right, another archer. We're going to see some more damage. Demon Hunter going to get taken down. Level 5 now on that Priestess of the Moon as the Priestess of the Moon goes for level, well, should be going for level 3 True Shot Aura, I believe. All right, are we going to see some damage here? Altar of Elders about to get taken down. Searing arrows now trying to go after those wisps, trying to finish things off. We don't have True Shot or a level 3, so if the Altar of Elders gets close, that's going to be a big deal. Goblin Shredder now joining in on the battle as well. Goblin Shredder going to be finishing off wisp after wisp, and Searing Arrow level 3 is going to not be enough as the Altar of Elders resurrects that Priestess of the Moon. Naga Sea Witch is still out of commission. Goblin Shredder is still fighting and engaging here. There's level 5 now on the Demon Hunter, and now the Goblin Shredder is trying to engage here cleanly. Another archer going to get taken down, and the Demon Hunter, well, trying to just Zeppelin micro its way through. Are we going to get another final shot? No. Moonwell able to get in another heal as the Priestess of the Moon now trying to retreat back here. All right, Goblin Zeppelin. Are we going to see some damage go down here? No, up onto the high ground. And now the Priestess of the Moon says, I can just fire from here if I need to. Just lob arrows back and forth as the Goblin Shredder going to get finished off. All right, going after the Priestess of the Moon. Priestess of the Moon gets taken down. She did buy a Potion of Healing, but was not able to use it in time. Priestess of the Moon now trying to retreat back. There's some more damage here. Poncho putting pressure onto this Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter down to 67 hit points. A little bit of a stutter step as the Priestess of the Moon is going to be able to avoid some of that damage. No, there's immolation on top of all of that, and because of that orb of venom, he cannot jump inside this Moonwell. All right, he's going to dance around this Ancient of War. All right, there's a little bit of damage. One more shot should be enough. Priestess of the Moon gets up to level 6. And Poncho wins the game. Let me know what you guys thought about this short but extremely intense game between Grubby and Poncho here in the comments below.